is the Hornet Nation Broadcast Network, powered by KSAM Huntsville, 101.7 KSAM. It's the Huntsville Hornets Coaches Show with head coach Rodney Southern, brought to you by Chick-fil-A. Now, here's Carlos Zimmerman and Brian Adams.
Well, good evening and welcome to Chick-fil-A. Brian Reeder filling in for Carlos Zimmerman this evening, and I'm joined here at the table by former Hornet quarterback Brian Adams. How you doing, Brian?
I'm good, Brian. I hear this is is that too loud? It sure sounds loud.
I think you could call us the B team.
The Killer Bees.
Killer Bee. That works too. That works. That's a little more intimidating.
That is a little more intimidating. First of all, we want to thank everybody for being here tonight to the Hornet Nation's Coaches Show with Rodney Southern. Let's hear it. Man, we've got a great show for you guys tonight. I cannot wait to get into this, but real fast, how about that Hornet win Friday night, huh? Yeah. Wow, man, what a ball game that was. I swear, I have called more ball games than I ever played in my life, and Friday night was one of the best ones I got to call and or see. That's just awesome. I'm so excited for these guys. So, to get this show started, we're going to start off with the president of the quarterback club, Mr. Billy Coffin. Billy, the floor is yours.
Thanks for having me. Hey, I wanted to tell you, after Friday night, I got to replace my cell phone because I wasn't able to go to the game, so I was watching it on my phone.
Yeah?
And between yelling at the phone and beating on the table it was on, I think I might have thrown something off in the phone. So, yeah, I need to look into that.
I get it, man.
Big win. Yeah, love it. Hey, we got a lot of stuff going on. We got everyone's been asking about the Huntsville Hornet football flags. We have Huntsville Hornet flags. I have to clarify it's Huntsville Hornet flags. They don't say baseball, football, anything, so you could fly them year-round for any sport, anything. Support the school district, just show up and show support.
Nice. So is that one of those flags, like a big flag that
Yes,
you do
sir.
in the front yard or
yeah.
whatever? Cool. All right.
Sure can. Matter of fact, I think, what is it, First National Bank, they just picked some up from us, so yeah.
Okay.
Good deal there. We're also have some new ball caps we're going to have at the Spirit store if people want to show up early and get those. Limited number, but they're some really sharp hats. So thanks to Advantage Specialties with that, getting those done for us. So yeah, a lot of good stuff going on.
Nice.
So and hopefully, we're going to get some playoff shirts here pretty soon.
Well, I think we have one more little bit of business we need to take care of.
I'm just saying it's going to happen.
Once we do, we're in.
We're in like Flint, right?
That's right.
That's right. So, and I also invite people to check us out on Facebook. It's Huntsville Hornet Football. Whenever you go in, we're the logo. We're the one that has the actual Huntsville Hornet Football Quarterback Club. So go to that one or join all of them. Be careful, because when I first did it, I joined the Huntsville, Alabama Football Booster Club. Yeah, they're not playing the same people we are.
That's a little different district there, isn't it? Well, good. So what else, so tell the audience what else may be going on with the quarterback club and things you guys are doing in preparation for the playoff possibilities and things like that.
Praying a bunch.
Right
now, we're trying to push through getting a new tunnel for the boys to run through. So,
okay.
Yeah, that's a big deal.
That is a big deal.
In the works on that. We got some pictures of it over there, but we need to get some approvals before we start showing everybody and
very nice.
Trying to raise some funds on that, but be on the lookout for that.
Man, that's a big deal.
Yep, real big deal.
What else?
That's about it.
So talk about, don't we have like a shirt giveaway coming up this Friday?
Oh, yeah. They're KSAM and Chick-fil-A. They're going to be giving away shirts Friday night, so you want to get there early. And I'm hearing tell there could be a special guest there helping give those shirts out. So, yeah. Might want to come check that out.
Hell, I think we all should come check that out.
Yeah.
So, well, good. Brian,
Yeah.
what do you...
Well, since we're talking about the shirt, we do have a giveaway that we're doing this evening.
Okay.
And so if you'd like to, we have entry forms over here on the table. And when the show is over tonight, we're going to draw a winner, and the winner's going to get one of those T-shirts, as well as a pair of tickets, reserve tickets to the game on Friday night, and one of the new Hornet Green KSAM trucker ball caps.
Oh, I thought Tim was giving them away a new Ford F-150 or something.
That's the next coach's show.
Oh, okay.
Well, that's awesome. What you guys do in the quarterback club is is truly an amazing thing. It's all about the kids, right?
It is. It is about everyone on the team. So, yeah.
And what you guys do, we can't thank you enough. I know it's a lot of hard work. You know, everybody has their normal jobs and they come and do this, but it is certainly for a great cause. And we can't thank you enough.
You know, it's actually a lot of fun. So, you know, you ever think about maybe joining, we're always looking for, you know, new people to come and join us. And
all right, we'll
step right in there.
We'll tell the folks what it is to join, what they need to do, and things like that.
Really, just check out our Facebook page. You'll see when we're having meetings, and just come to a meeting.
Okay.
So, nothing to it.
All right.
All right, simple enough.
Yep.
Well, very cool. Well, ladies and gentlemen, Billy Calton, the Quarterback Club.
All right, well, coming up here in just a few moments, we're going to be talking with Coach Cole Bohannan, so stand by for that. We are at Chick-fil-A in Huntsville for the Hornet Nation Coaches Show, powered by KSAM Sports, and we'll be right back.
There's nothing sweeter than a baby's giggle. Fill your Wednesdays and smiles for miles at toddler time from 9:30 to 10:30 a.m. at Chick-fil-A of Huntsville. Bring your 2 to 5-year-olds for crafts and guest appearances. It's toddler time every Wednesday morning at 9:30 only at Chick-fil-A Huntsville. Find out more on the Chick-fil-A of Huntsville Facebook page or through the events calendar on the Chick-fil-A Huntsville website. See you there.
School sports are played by humans, coached by humans, and officiated by humans. So the next time you're sitting in the stands at a school athletic event, please remember this and maintain your humanity, especially when it comes to judging and critiquing athletes, coaches, and officials. Please show your fellow humans some respect. They'll appreciate your empathy.
This message presented by the UIL and the Texas High School Athletic Directors Association.
It's the Hornet Nation Coaches Show at Chick-fil-A in Huntsville, powered by KSAM Sports. I'm Brian Reeder, filling in for Carlos Zimmerman this evening, joining Brian Adams here at the table. And we now want to welcome to the table Huntsville Hornet linebackers coach and head softball coach, Cole Bohannan. How you doing today?
Let's give it up for Coach Bohannan, huh?
Thank you.
Coach, how are you?
I'm good. How about y'all?
Doing great, man. What a game Friday night, huh?
It was awesome.
Man,
it was
your
fun to be there.
linebackers were playing a heck of a ball game, no?
I try to get them to sometimes. Sometimes they're hard-headed, but they get it.
Well, that's awesome, man. Well, let's jump right in. What has your journey been like that led you here to Huntsville?
Well, I graduated high school from New Waverly, so I'm not too far from here. And I went to SAM, graduated from SAM in 2017. I worked in Willis for a year, and then Shepherd for 3 years, and then Coach Southern gave me a call, and it's been game over ever since.
Well, that's awesome, man. You do such a good job with those kids. You know, you got one of our guests at Sam Cleveland had just a heck of a game Friday night, heck of a season for that matter. So we're excited to talk to him when that time comes. But how has it been for you personally working with the coaching staff and Coach Rodney Southern?
This is, and I've said it before, I said it to Coach Southern, this is the best staff I've ever been a part of. Not only just the camaraderie, but the football side of it. I've learned a whole lot being around Coach Del Real, Coach Schroeder, and all those coaches. And I appreciate everything they've done for me. I appreciate Coach Southern for, giving me this opportunity to coach, but not only coach football, but he's, giving me the reins of the head softball coach. So, I'm very appreciative of that. It's my first head coaching job, so I can't thank him enough for that.
That's outstanding.
How has the linebacker room grown since from summer when the guys first hit the field until now? How's it grown?
We've gotten better. Sam is a first-year starter on varsity, and he has exceeded expectations. He's replacing a guy last year in Juwan that joined us. That was a very athletic kid, and, he did a lot for us offensively. And, Sam has taken that role, and he's ran with it. He's been top of the leaderboards and everything that we do almost every week. Between him and Bug and Shallow, and then you don't have a drop-off whenever you get into the, the second group. And I think we're very blessed with that. Our depth is tremendous, And, I can't thank Sam enough. I can't thank Shiloh and Bug enough and all the other linebackers. They keep me in check at times, and then, I got to keep them in check as well.
What are your thoughts on how this defensive squad performed at Nederland the other night?
I thought we did well. I thought we could have done better. There was a few times that we should have made some stops, and we didn't. And I think everybody on the defensive staff would say that. But I do believe that whenever it came down to it, we made the plays that we needed to. We got a roughing the kicker, which was, in my opinion, sorry to Drake, but that wasn't a roughing the kicker.
We agree with you.
That's how I'm going to say that. And that would have been a stop right there. But whenever it came down to it, our guys stepped up, and we got a lot of seniors that led that group. And, I can't thank Coach Dell enough for giving us that opportunity to do all that. And the box was rocking between offensive and defensive coaches. We won't say what happened in the box. We'll leave that to somebody else. But, whenever we needed to make the stops, we did, and that was a good thing for us.
Coach, talk about your two seniors, and Shiloh Jones and McCourt Norman, what they've meant to this team, what they meant to you as a coach.
I mean, they mean a lot to me. I tell them as much as I can that I love them because, they're what keeps food on the table for my family. And, I can't thank them enough for what they've done for me. And it's not just them. It's Cooper Hooks and Drake Jackson, Destin Zapoli. Those are some of my seniors and Kenny Lewis that have, kept me a job by doing what they do every week. And if they keep doing what they're doing, I'm going to love those guys as much as I can. And if they get out of here and go do something great, which I know they will, I'm going to keep in touch with them as much as I can just because, they made that type of impact on me, and I hope I made that impact on them as well.
You know what? I've got to just say something to that point. Since we've been doing this coaches show and we've been calling the ball games for the Hornets, there is not a classier bunch of young men I've ever come across than these guys that wear the Hornet uniform.
They are.
They come up to us, shake our hands, talk to us. Trey Scott came up a while ago, just the nicest young man. Wouldn't want to get hit by him on the football field. Nicest kid. Just that's got to be.
It's awesome to see that. And that's been complimented by the refs and everything, that they're very classy. They don't do a whole lot of extracurricular. We get a couple penalties here and there, but to me, that's just them playing hard.
Well, I'm going to switch gears on you real quick. How does it feel now to take the head coaching mantle for the Lady Hornet softball?
It feels good. That's a winning team. They have a winning reputation, and I hope to keep that. But I know there's going to be some things that I have to change, and I've started to do that. I've started to set that in place. We go to the weight room 3 times a week. They're not used to that, so they're lifting quite a bit. And being in football, I don't get as much time with them, but I told them that at the beginning of the year, and they understand. And I think we're going to be in a good situation whenever this season starts. Again, the district we're going into is going to be a little bit tougher, but I got a group of seniors that are, they're going to be primed and ready to go, and I have some younger kids that are going to step in and take some roles of those seniors that graduated.
Well, I know Carlos is really a huge fan of lady softball, and obviously we all are for that matter. But that's a good bunch of girls
It
play
is.
some ball. And
They know how to play softball, and there's a couple things that I'm tweaking here and there that is not the same as it was before. So I'm trying to make my stamp on it, and I think we're doing a pretty good job. My assistant has been with me since we started school because he's not having to coach anything else. And then my other assistant just got out of volleyball. So, we'll see how it goes. I think they're going to be ready to go whenever the season starts. And I think we'll be prepared whenever that time comes, whenever district hits.
Do you have any a coaching style that you use as a linebackers coach? Is there any of that coaching style that translates over to the diamond with the softball team?
There's some yelling. I don't do as much yelling at the girls, but they know, whenever it's time to get ready. And the linebackers, they don't get yelled at a whole lot, but whenever they do, they know because I'll yell pretty loud. I'm not as bad as Coach Shirley back there, but I can yell with the best of them. But, you know, the girls, I don't have to yell at them as much. You know, they know from the beginning that I'm not going to deal with the drama stuff. So if they got drama, then I'll handle it myself. And I'm not going to yell at them. You know, I'll talk to parents as much as I can. But, you know, I mean, the style is almost the same, except I don't do as much screaming at them.
We're talking with linebacker coach and head softball coach Cole Bohannan. Before we let you go, anyone you want to give a shout out to?
My wife at home, I love you. My 2 daughters, who are actually both sick, I love y'all too. Y'all go to sleep. All my linebackers that are not here, my boy Sam's here. I like to call him Gary. That's my dude back there. Shiloh, Bug. Everybody else, you know, I appreciate y'all. I appreciate y'all for having me.
Well, thank you, sir. Well, on behalf of Chick-fil-A, we want to have a little gift for you here.
Awesome.
So thank you for
I
everything
appreciate
that
it.
you do for the community.
Thank you.
Coach, thank you. Appreciate it.
Thank you.
All right.
Let's give it up, Coach Bohannan.
Coach Bohannan. All right, we're going to take a short, quick break here, and we've got linebacker Sam Cleveland coming up here in just a few moments, and we're going to be talking to him. This is the Hornet Nation Coaches Show, powered by KSAM Sports, and we'll be right back.
This is KSAM News Director Larry Crippen. Election Day is this Tuesday, and after the polls close, we will bring you Walker County election returns with reports on 101.7 KSAM. From 7 to 11 o'clock Tuesday night, we'll report twice an hour from downtown Huntsville with Walker County returns on local, state, and national races. Election Night 2024 live results brought to you by Bill Fick Ford on your hometown radio station 101.7 KSAM.
Hornet Nation Coaches Show at Chick-fil-A in Huntsville. Thank you so much to a great crowd that's here this evening. I'm Brian filling in for Carlos, and this is Brian who's not filling in for anybody. He's just
He's just here.
You're just here.
Yeah.
You're the presence.
I am presence. Well, folks, we have a wonderful guest here tonight. Linebacker Sam Cleveland's in the house. Give it up for Sam. Sam, heck of a game Friday night, man. How'd you feel after that ball game was over?
I felt pretty good. I feel like I made a couple mistakes, though, that I need to fix on this week. But other than that, I feel like we did pretty good as a team as well.
I think you did, man. What are some of your thoughts on your junior season so far for yourself? How do you feel like so far this year you've done?
I felt like towards the beginning of the season, I wasn't doing very well. But I feel like as we've been going on, I've been learning a little bit more about football still and improving on my footwork and using my hands more. And I feel like that's helped me a lot over the past couple weeks.
Well, it sure does show. I can tell you that from Friday night and previous weeks, man, you are having a heck of a season. So what were some of the most exciting moments for you so far this year?
I feel like some of the most exciting moments were probably after the wins in the locker room with my teammates. And
so how's that celebration like?
Just a lot of talking with my friends and walking around, listening to music after.
Yeah, high-fiving?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
That's awesome, man. Miss those days.
How do you feel like you've grown over the season since the spring?
I feel like since springtime, I've gotten a little bit faster, a little bit stronger, and I feel like I've gotten closer with my teammates as well.
Yeah. Speaking of your teammates, what's it like lining up there on the defense with Shiloh and McCorrick and Jabari?
Sometimes it's a little hectic. There's a lot of yelling going on. They're always saying something or doing something.
Yeah.
It's pretty funny, though, most of the time.
Well, that's good. Or a tight group?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. We are.
All right.
So what do you think the chemistry between you linebackers is like? Are y'all tight?
I feel like we're pretty tight. I know me and Shiloh, we go play basketball at Ironworks sometimes, too, over the weekends on Sundays.
Nice. Do you guys help each other out and things like that, and stuff?
I mean, sometimes we do. I know with Destin and me and Shiloh, we ride up there to the school in the morning times. After the morning practice, we ride to the school as well.
Very cool.
Yes, sir.
So did you grow up in Huntsville with these guys?
Well, I grew up with Shiloh, I know, playing HYFL football, and I just met Zapoli last year.
Very nice. Well, Sam, what do you think the biggest lesson you've learned from head coach Rodney Southern that's helped you with your football career?
I feel just being consistent and not giving up is very big, and that's very important. And just no matter what, just keep going.
Never throw in the towel.
Never.
Never.
Who do you draw inspiration from?
I feel like one person I used to watch a lot was John Jones. He's a UFC fighter. He's a pretty cool dude, pretty tough.
I know who you're talking about. He
Yes,
was
sir.
a good fighter.
Yes, sir.
Yes, he was, man.
So what does this term, #WNU 188, what does that mean to you personally?
Why can't we be the best team in Texas? And I feel like that's very important. If we just keep pushing hard, I feel like we can be.
Okay.
What are your thoughts going into the final regular season game this Friday night against Splendor?
I feel like doesn't matter what the record is and doesn't matter what ours is, we still need to give it our all and score as many touchdowns offensively and make as many stops defensively.
That's the best answer you could give.
Yes, sir.
All right, so we're going to throw you a little bit of a curveball, okay? This is something Carlos loves to do. And so the Killer Bees, we're going to try it. Hopefully it'll fall flat on our face here. But I'm going to throw you some rapid-fire questions.
All right.
Just hit me with whatever answer comes to you, and we'll just keep rolling, okay? All right? All right, here we go. Are you a morning person or an evening person, and why?
Morning, because I can't sleep sometimes. I wake up and I just stay awake.
Okay. What's your favorite subject in school?
English, I'm not the best at it, but I like the teacher too as well. The teacher makes it fun, in my opinion.
Well, that's a huge deal.
Yes,
So
sir.
that's super cool. Do you play any other sports? If so, which ones and why?
Wrestling, and I chose wrestling because of football because it made me a little bit tougher mentally and physically.
Probably quicker, too, no?
Yes, sir, it did.
Yeah.
Yes, sir.
What is your favorite kind of music to listen to?
I'm not sure if it's rock, but I like to listen to a band called Title Fight and Deftones. I'm not sure if that's rock or not, but I think so.
Deftones sound familiar. Anybody know about the Deftones, Coach? Yeah. Tim Johnson shaking his head, yes. What is your fondest childhood memory?
I'm not. I think mine would probably be. Oh, when I went on a cruise. No, it wasn't a cruise. We went to Cabo, and I was like on a snorkeling excursion with this dude, and he like dove down like 50 feet into the bottom of the thing and brought like a big starfish.
No
That was
kidding.
pretty cool.
That is cool.
That was pretty cool.
That is awesome. Cabo's beautiful, isn't it?
It was. It was pretty cool. It was like hard and like really rocky.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Different than the sandy beaches that you're kind of accustomed to with Galveston or
Yeah,
something?
way different. The water was actually pretty.
Just a little bit different. So what do you like to do when you're out with your friends?
Well, every single time I do go out with them, I like to eat. I love to eat food.
Where do you guys like to go eat?
Anywhere. I know just this weekend, me and Dylan, we went to Talents down there in Riverside.
Nice.
And went there to Talents. It was pretty fun.
What'd you get?
I got a sausage wrap with mustard and barbecue sauce, and I got a thing with potato salad. Then I got a root beer. Then I got a bag of chips.
Dude, that is awesome, man. I love that. Now you're making me hungry. I need a sandwich. Your favorite college football team?
Army.
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 Why Army?
I want to go to West Point one day, and I mean, so far, they've been doing pretty good as well, so that kind of helps.
Yeah, Army has done pretty well in football, haven't they?
Yes, sir.
Well, if you do that, man, I just wish you nothing but the best. That is the military. My son is in the military. He's in the Air Force, a former Hornet. And, man, Army, great military. Favorite NFL team?
Probably the Ravens. Probably the Ravens.
Why the Ravens?
I don't like any teams in Texas.
You don't like any of the Texas teams?
Nah, not really. I don't like the Texans because my mom likes the Texans and my dad likes the Cowboys.
So you're in a house divided, as it were.
Yeah.
Well, who's your favorite NFL player?
I forgot his name, but he went to North Carolina State. He was number 11. Now he's on the Steelers, and he plays linebacker. His last name is Wilson, I think. I don't know. I'm not sure.
So why is he your favorite player?
He plays linebacker, and he's very physical and he's very fast.
Coach Bohannan, you hear this? That's outstanding. Sam, we are super proud of you, man. You had a heck of a ball game Friday night. As I said, you had a heck of a season. Do you want to give a shout-out to message to Hornet Nation? You want to give a shout-out to anybody out here in the audience?
I want to thank my mom and my dad and I want to thank God as well. That's it.
Man, that's just give it up. Sam Cleveland, folks. Nice
Yes,
job.
sir.
All right, thanks a lot. All right, this is the Hornet Nation Coaches Show, powered by KSAM Sports, and we'll be right back.
Switching is easy. We do it all the time. We switch on the lights. We switch TV channels. You can switch and save with State Farm. In fact, State Farm agent Diana K. Barnes, right here in Huntsville, can switch you over so you can start saving today. Diana and her team are ready to welcome you to the State Farm neighborhood. Just give her a call. When you want the real deal, like a good neighbor, State Farm is there.
I've just been placed in a foster home. The family's nice, but I just don't know them. I miss my family, miss my old school, miss my friends. I need someone I could talk to, someone who understands me. I wish there was someone who could make me feel less alone.
When you become a court-appointed special advocate or CASA volunteer, that person can be you. With our training and support, you can be someone in a child's life who is by their side throughout their time in foster care. Learn more at becomeacasa.org.
Brought to you by Texas CASA.
This is the Hornet Nation Coaches Show, powered by KSAM Sports and brought to you tonight by Chick-fil-a here in Huntsville. And we now want to welcome to the table junior kicker Caleb Kulak. How you doing, Caleb?
Doing good.
All right, thanks for being here. Let's give him a big hand.
Caleb, what? So, one, I think your parents are in the audience here tonight, right?
They are.
They are. I see your father over there. It's kind of funny at home games. We're right next to each other, separated by a sheet of glass, all kinds of stuff going on, man, rooting and this and that. And we love watching you play, man. What has it been like suiting up in football pads for the first time this season?
It's been fun, first time experience, and just been having a good time.
Well, we can tell because you're doing such a good job out there, man. You have made some clutch kicks, and your first kick was a 52, was it something like that? What was that? What was your first kick? How long was it?
I think it was 35.
52, 35. I mean, you know, it was still a great kick.
I mean, you can say 52. I'll go with that.
Sorry, Tony.
52 sounds good.
Yeah, it does. Well, what were some of the learning curves for you transitioning from being a soccer player into kicking footballs for the Hornet football team?
Not much. I've just had a natural leg swing, but definitely had to tweak some things. Van Wagner's been working with me for a while. And, not much different, honestly.
Yeah, so what about any kind of, when you stepped out against, who was it we played first, Brenham? How was it when you got out there for the very first time kicking that football? Did you have butterflies, or were you?
Heart was beating fast.
Was it beating fast?
Yeah.
I believe it. Brian?
And your very first field goal, what did that feel like when you saw it split the uprights?
Felt awesome. But, I mean, I think I don't really show much emotion. I'll just be like, yep, no, go back to the sidelines.
What has it been like learning under your kicking coach, Coach Van Wagner?
It's been great experience. He's a really good guy, good coach. I wouldn't really ask for much more.
Well, since you were previously in soccer, what was the first thing, do you remember the first thing he told you about the difference between kicking a soccer ball, kicking a football? What was his first nugget?
I don't really know. Just kick the ball.
Just kick it.
But I mean, things about like plant foot, and you gotta like finish through point where you're aiming.
Well, when you look back now from where you started, how is that transition? How's that growth?
It's been a lot of growth. I remember first getting there, and then we had that towel scrimmage. Coach Southern lining me up on 30 yards away, and I kicked it like 10 yards under. I'm like, what the heck?
Well, so let me ask you this. How does it feel for you to have your dad be the PA announcer calling out your ball games while you're playing?
It Feels good. I like hearing that voice. Go to every other game. It's like, whew, they are not good at announcing.
There's a plug for Dad. That's awesome. So what is one of the biggest lessons you've learned from your parents?
From parents?
It's an hour show, Caleb, so.
I don't really know.
Well, all right, I'm at a loss too. Brian, your turn.
Trust in the Lord. There you go.
There we go.
Perfect.
Good answer. Good answer.
Perfect.
All right, so let's think about the Nederland game. How do you feel the game went?
I think it went really good. I've never seen them before. I don't know how good they were, but they beat P&G the last game, so
sure.
Just a little worry there.
Okay.
Well, so right before we went back on air, when we were kind of talking, off mic a minute ago, you have only been playing football for how long?
Couple months, 6 or so.
6 or so years?
Months.
Really?
Yeah.
Okay. Well, you act like you've been kicking your whole life. And when you're up there fixing to knock down 3 or get that extra point, whatever it is, we got all the faith in the world that you're going to knock it down.
Thank you.
And that's what you've been doing so far all year. So here we go. I'm going to do the same thing we did a while ago with Sam. We're going to start rapid fire questions. Whatever comes to your mind first, just let it rip, okay?
All right.
Well, let me rephrase that. Let it go.
Yeah.
Okay. So what's your favorite memory playing football?
Hitting that right upright. A little point at Coach Southern there.
Is that your favorite memory?
Oh, yeah. By far.
By far, okay. What's your favorite subject in school?
Go with history.
History. Why history?
I like learning about just past people, mainly wars.
That is my favorite subject,
Fighting.
too. Yeah.
Yeah.
Very nice. Okay. Who inspires you?
Inspires me? I guess my dad, because he grew up kicking, playing soccer, and all that. And so he kind of got to my mind. I wanted to start kicking and doing all that.
So, real quick before we get back into these rapid fire questions. So, your dad was a kicker at one point.
Yes,
and
sir.
so, at what point did you go, you know what, Coach Southern, I'd like a chance? How'd that all play out?
Well, so middle school, I kind of had an idea for it. I wanted to start kicking, but I never did. And then freshman year, we were playing soccer, and they had a ball laying out, and so we're kicking at the field goal, and Van Wagner, he sees me, and we ran a mile after that. He was like, "Come talk to me after." I was like, "Okay." So he was like, "Have you ever kicked before?" I was like, "I have not." And then he kind of pushed me to try to kick because I said no at first. And then he kind of pushed me for a year. Every day at summer workouts, he asked if I was going to come kick. And I was like, I don't know.
So, knowing what you know now, pretty good decision, right?
It was a good decision.
Well, good. All right. What's the dream job one day once you're older?
Dream job. Anything with helping people. So I kind of got in mind, like either being like a physical therapist or things like that.
Okay, very nice. Do you play? I think we know the answer to this. Do you play any other sports? So you play soccer.
Soccer.
Anything else besides football and soccer?
I used to play tennis freshman year through sophomore year. Definitely glad I went away from that to football.
Yeah. If you could play a position on offense, what would it be and why?
Oof. Oof. Easiest option. Wide receiver or something.
Do you do you have any musical talents?
Musical talents, definitely not.
So
No.
you can't play the ukulele.
Not like my dad. I used to be in band. I played percussion and then quit that.
Yeah. So your dad was a pretty good ukulele picker?
Yeah, he's always playing it everywhere we go. He's just sitting down, just doing this. He'll have little kids come up to him trying to.
Caleb, where do you see yourself in 5 to 10 years from now?
5 to 10 years, hopefully still kicking. Because after doing this, I'd like to do that in the future.
Hey, do you have a message for Hornet Nation and any shout-outs tonight?
Shout-outs, my family, mom and dad, Michael Van Wagner, Coach Southern, getting that right upright, and God.
I love it.
All right.
Ladies and gentlemen, let's give it up. Caleb Kulak. Nicely done.
Good job. Thank you so much. Hey, a quick reminder, again, we're going to do a drawing at the end of the show tonight for this Hornet Nation gift pack. We got the T-shirt, the pair of tickets, reserved tickets to this Friday's game, and we have the new KSAM Hornet Green trucker's cap as well, so be sure you get your name in the drawing for that. We're going to have another guest. Trey Scott's coming up here. We're going to talk to him in just a few moments. This is the Hornet Nation Coaches Show, powered by KSAM Sports.
When severe weather affects our community, KSAM is here with timely information to help keep you and your family safe. No matter what time of day or night, we'll be here. Severe weather updates are brought to you by Diana K. Barnes State Farm Insurance. Like a good neighbor, State Farm is there. And 101.7 KSAM.
Oh, we're having so much fun here at the Hornet Nation Coaches Show, brought to you by Chick-fil-A. Carlos is traveling with the Bearcats this week, so I'm filling in for him. Brian Adams here at the table as well. And we now want to welcome our special guest, junior cornerback, Kenneth Trey Scott III.
Give it up, Trey Scott. Trey, how are you, man?
I'm good. How are you?
We're good. Heck of a game Friday night, huh?
Yes, sir.
How? So the folks that may not know, I think you sealed the deal with that final pick at the end of the ball game. Tell us about what was going through your mind when you saw that ball take off and you were tracking it.
I mean, I just saw it floating. It was in the air for a minute.
Been there for a while, wasn't it?
And I just got under it, and I was going to take it back at first, but then Claudio was yelling at me to get down, and I was just thinking about the 2-minute drill that we do on every Tuesday morning.
That's awesome.
Yes,
That's you're going back to your training and your coaching, right?
Yes, sir.
So, Trey, this is your second year on varsity. How's it been for you so far this season?
I think pretty good. I had a few low games, but it's been pretty exciting throughout the whole season.
What's been one of the high points so far this season for you?
Definitely getting interceptions.
That one against
Nederland. Yes, sir. I had one against PNG. That was pretty exciting for me, but it got flagged. So,
man, that was. You know what? I tell all you guys, it's so much fun watching you guys play. You play with passion. You play with a nasty intent.
Yes, sir.
I love that, and I promise you, Nederland, PNG, they don't want any more Hornets. I guarantee you that.
All right, so do you have an internal radar? You could just kind of tell when that ball is coming into your zone?
I mean, yes, sir.
Yeah?
Yes, sir.
Yeah? Ball hawk, huh?
Yes, sir.
All right, so
definitely.
You said that ball, it just seemed to be floating there.
Yes, sir.
Right. Is that the way it feels every time you get a pick? It's like it's
that
meant
ball,
for you.
That ball, it was floating. Like, it was in the air for a long time.
It's a great feeling,
so I just
isn't
got
it?
under it.
So what is your chemistry like with Brent Carroll sharing the cornerback role and also with both of you being juniors?
I think we're pretty tight. Like, he pushes me to be the best of who I am, and I push him to be the best. And it's just like we work hard during practice every single day. It's like it's never really a day off in the weight room also. Yeah. With Coach Shirley above us, he pushes us to be the best of who we are.
See, one of the things about practicing hard like that, there's an old saying that you practice like you play.
Yes,
if you're practicing hard, you're going to play hard.
That's exactly what I abide by.
That's awesome.
Yes,
what's the best thing you've learned from Coach Shirley?
Just pushing myself. If I don't want to do it, pushing myself.
he used to pick me up in the mornings, like, so some days I didn't want to get up and go, and he pushing me, like, it's just go, do it.
And now, how do you feel about all that?
Pretty good. Like, he's made me who I am now. Like,
what, Trey? What are your thoughts playing for Coach Rodney Southern? How's that experience?
He's an amazing coach. He's on us every morning. These bracelets, he talks to us about it. Like, he makes a schedule for us to look at, and we look at it. We know what to do, because Coach Southern, he's a great coach. He pushes us to be the best who we are also.
On and off the field, too.
Yes, sir. Yeah. Grades and everything. Yes, sir.
How do you feel like you've grown since becoming a varsity player?
I feel like I've grown a lot. I've learned a lot under all of my coaches, really. Yes, sir. I feel like I've grown to be a good player, and I can be better.
And how do you feel about going into the final game of the season on Friday?
I feel great.
Yeah.
Yes, sir. I feel like we're gonna win, but we just can't go in with too much of a hot head. We gotta just stay focused.
Even keel, stay level-headed. Yeah, something like that. So, where did you get the nickname Trey?
Because I'm the third. Kenneth Wayne Scott the third. They named me that.
So, do you have any other nicknames, or just Trey? Uh-oh. We've opened up something here.
They call me Toby Bryant.
They call you what?
Toby Bryant.
Toby Bryant?
To Kobe Bryant. They just
to Toby?
Toby.
Toe?
And they say different stuff. They say different stuff every single day. It's like,
you know why they do that? Because they like you and they respect you.
Yes, sir.
That's it, man. All right, we're going to do the same thing with you as we've done with Caleb and we did with Sam.
Yes,
we're going to hit you with some rapid-fire questions, and just whatever comes to mind, let's roll, okay?
Yes, sir.
All right, what's your favorite memory from playing football?
I say Little League. When I used to be very fast. I used to just run by people. It was fun. Nobody could catch me. Like, that's it.
Okay. Who inspires you?
Let's see. Really, my dad. Even though he wasn't the most athletic person, he inspired me because of his work ethic. I still want to be like him.
That's outstanding. What's the dream job you would like to have one day when you're a little older?
To be a computer engineer or a real estate business.
Okay.
Have a real estate business.
All right, very nice. Where's the dream place you'd want to live one day?
Somewhere where it's cold. I don't really know just yet.
Colorado, Canada?
Colorado.
Okay.
Seems like a nice place.
Any special talents you possess that nobody out here knows about?
I mean, I can sing a little bit, but...
You want to give us a note or two?
Nah.
No?
My voice not ready right
okay.
now.
I get it, man. Do you play any other sports?
I run track, and I'm starting to powerlift this year.
What are your events in track?
The 100, all the relays, and then, yeah, that's it. All the relays.
All the like sprints and things like that?
Yes, sir.
If you could play a position on offense, what would that position be?
Receiver.
Receiver?
Yes, sir. I'm pretty good at receiver, too.
I bet you are. I bet you're a pretty fast receiver, too.
Yes, sir.
Yeah. So what is your favorite music you get hyped up to for a ball game?
I say Ride Wave.
What was that?
Ride Wave.
Ride a Wave?
I mean, he a little emotional, but it get me in the right state of mind.
Hey, man, if that works, there you go. That works. Brian, your turn.
Trey, do you have any shout-outs you'd like to do for Hornet Nation tonight?
I'd like to give a huge shout-out to Coach Shirley. It's for, like I said, picking me up when I didn't have any, like when I couldn't make it there on time. You pushed me to be who I am for real to this day. Like, that's why I'm there every time, early, like, because you push me. You the best, one of the best coaches I ever had in my life. And I want to give a shout-out to God, for sure, for just being the foundation of everything. And then I want to give a shout-out to all my family, my dad, my mom, my cousin here. And then my little cousin in the back, pushing me to be great.
That's awesome, man.
Junior cornerback Trey Scott. Let's give him a big
Give
hand.
it up. Trey, nicely done, man.
All right, folks. This is the Hornet Nation Coaches Show. We're going to talk with Coach Rodney Southern in just a few moments. And this is brought to you by Chick-fil-A. We'll be right back.
There's nothing sweeter than a baby's giggle. Fill your Wednesdays and smiles for miles at toddler time from 9:30 to 10:30 a.m. at Chick-fil-A of Huntsville. Bring your 2 to 5-year-olds for crafts and guest appearances. It's toddler time every Wednesday morning at 9:30 only at Chick-fil-A Huntsville. Find out more on the Chick-fil-A of Huntsville Facebook page or through the events calendar on the Chick-fil-A Huntsville website. See you there.
The Walker County Crimestoppers program is funded by private donations and fundraising. No tax dollars are involved. Crimestoppers is comprised of diverse, active, and dedicated community representatives. Walker County Crimestoppers provides a method for local law enforcement to receive information on crimes. These efforts increase tips, which in turn increase arrests in our community. Make our community a safer place to live and work by making a donation to Crimestoppers today. If you have a Crimestoppers tip, call 294-9494.
The Hornet Nation Coaches Show, powered by KSAM Sports and brought to you by Chick-fil-A this evening. And we welcome to the table head coach Rodney Southern. Let's give him a big hand, folks.
Thank you.
Coach, big ball game Friday night.
It was pretty big.
It was big. Congratulations.
Thank you.
Huge win. As always, man, we'll take your opening statement.
Well, obviously going on the road, we didn't know for sure what all the weather conditions were going to be. One thing I'm really proud of with this team, they have managed and handled big road trips. Of course, the trip to Cedar Park was about the same distance. Now, obviously, this game had a whole lot more meaning, being the district game, and of course, at that point, Nederland was tied for first place, or technically in first place before we played them. So I thought our kids came out and played about as intense as we could play. You're always going to have some things happen in games. The double reverse that they threw to number one, that we ended up missing a tackle and he goes a distance. But, I thought overall, under the circumstances, with Zay getting his first start at quarterback, obviously a 14-year-old freshman, put in that situation, and everybody knows what he did. And I thought Trey Scott was really good. And I told our guys this morning, I thought our receivers, I thought Jarius, our tight end, I thought those guys blocked probably as well as they have blocked all year. Because, Savion caught 2 passes, 1 for a touchdown. Nobody else got a ball thrown to them. But you know what your job is, and sometimes your job is to do something that might be a little different. And then I thought defensively, we've gotten better every week defensively. I think we've gotten consistently up front, especially our 8 or 9 guys that we play, and we've been very blessed, knock on wood, to be able to have all those guys, and none of them have been banged up. So, overall, and then it makes the 3-hour bus ride home obviously a lot better when you win. But still some things we can do better. I almost cost us with a fake punt that probably I shouldn't have done, but we're going to take some risk at times, but there's also times where we've got to be smarter than that, and I've got to be smarter than that. But again, a big win. I think it was a team that, our kids have never been to Nederland. I'd never been to Nederland. We've seen them on film for 2 years, and I think Coach Rich and their staff has done an amazing job coaching, because they were not as talented last year as they are this year. And but I was glad to see us compete the way we competed. And, when you get down to the fourth quarter, obviously a big play like Trey made changes your final impression of it, because there were some penalties and some things that happened in that drive that none of us probably agreed with. But overall, I thought it was a really, for us, a pretty clean football game. We were +3 in the turnovers. And you're going to win most of those games when you have that. And we've been knock on wood, we've been really good in the turnover battle this year, and I think that's been the difference in some of these games that are going to be tight. And we know there's going to come a point where we're going to have one that's going to be even tighter than that one the other night, and we got to be ready for it.
Coach, real quick for the people out there that may not know this, obviously with Zay taking over quarterbacking duties as a freshman, and then Trayshawn Brown, those two guys had 300-plus rushing yards just between the two of them. I mean, what do you attribute to the O-line? One of my keys for your win was the O-line opening up running lanes and protecting the quarterback, and I thought they did a tremendous job of that. What are some of your thoughts?
Well, I think there's two or three things. Number one, I think our guys, especially our older guys, I think they realized when Austin went down and we found out, exactly what was wrong. You've got to step up, and whoever the next person is, in this case it was Zay's got to step up and he's got to play. Now, Zay's a special athlete too. There's some God-given ability that I'd love to say we coach it all, but, he's just blessed with some unbelievable talent. But, the thing I look at, doing it as long as I have, and a couple of these guys, and I think Cole mentioned it, and I ask them all to be here tonight, all our varsity staff. We have got some incredible human beings. They're good football coaches, but the thing I love is they are much better men sometimes than they are football coaches. And I know I'm a better man than I am a football coach, but I think the big deal, we had a great plan. I think Coach Schroeder and our staff did a good job of here's what the plan is. We stuck to the plan. And obviously when you hit some big ones, it makes the other things like the pass to Savion for a touchdown, it makes that look really good. But you also have 9 or 10 other people doing something special on those kind of plays too. So I think between handling travel, knowing what the circumstances were, because if you lose the game, you're out. And then, of course, those guys playing well and executing the plan that is put in front of them has been the key to a lot of our success, but obviously it was the key the other night.
When y'all were trading points back and forth with Nederland, what was your biggest defensive challenge, just trying to keep them at bay and trying to stay ahead?
Well, I think you look, number one, going in, I thought number 1, their running back, and I thought number 6, their linebacker, were two of their best football players. I think the quarterback was good, but I think the things that sometimes that they were trying to do with him played into our hands, especially our up front guys. So, when you're trading back and forth, the question is always, at what point do you kick the extra point? What point do you go for 2? And, obviously that ends up being my decision, but there's times where you're playing odds, you're playing momentum, but I also have a chart that I keep a close eye on. So you have to kind of do all of those different things, but I knew the way we were playing, something good was going to happen, and obviously getting pressure on the quarterback and him trying to make that throw, and I agree with Trey. I thought that ball was in the air for 15 minutes, but and then of course, and I'm probably not the only one that was screaming for him to get down because the game's over at that point.
That was our next question. Was what was going through your mind when that ball? Did it look like it was floating to you? And
well, when they play action, they took a home run shot, and as soon as I saw from where I was, where the angle was, I knew, because we've had that happen before, and we've tipped the ball, and they've caught it over our head. But, I knew who was back there, and obviously Trey made a good play. But, and then the big thing is the next thing you got to understand, and the good thing, I could see it on film, Claudio was running, telling him to get down, and because at that point, again, the game's over.
Coach, what are some of your thoughts about this Friday's matchup with Splendora?
Well, it's the thing I told them this morning, because obviously we didn't get home till about 2 o'clock Saturday morning, so we didn't bring the kids in. Splendora is struggling. They've struggled in this district. They're moving up from 4A to 5A, and that's not an easy thing to do. But the thing that our kids need to understand, and we told them this morning, everybody said, well, after we won the other night, we've secured a playoff spot, and technically that's not true. We have to win this game Friday night. Now, there's a lot of other factors that are involved in what happens after that, but like I told them today, we had a lightning delay, so we came in and watched film, and I told them, number one thing, these guys have nothing to lose. This is their last game no matter what happens, so we've got to be ready. They throw the ball a lot, and that's always scary because a tip ball here or something unusual happens, but, play the way we need to play because we're hopefully going on the next week, and the competition is going to consistently get tougher every week after that.
So how do you finish this regular season on a strong note?
Well, I think the biggest thing is, obviously we've been we were talking today, we've rushed for almost 800 yards the last 2 games. So, if it's not broke, don't fix it. So, but we also have to do some other things that I think Zay needs to do to get us in position where we want to go long term. We've got to play good defensively. You got to tackle. We've got to hit this quarterback. Anytime a team decides they're going to throw it 40, 50 times a game, there's going to be times where you're going to get to hit their quarterback. So we've got to do that. And we got to be solid in the kicking game again. And we've been that way for the most part, other than the head coach being a bonehead the other night. So other than that, but again, we've got to finish on a very strong note.
Very good. Coach, anything you'd like to say to Hornet Nation as we look to the final regular season game this Friday?
Well, it's going to be a good one, for our kids, and obviously we've already been through senior night, we've already been through homecoming, all the things. So the focus needs to be on the game, obviously, and then we will not know anything in terms of playoffs or any of that until obviously we win the game, which is the number one priority, and then sometime between 11 o'clock and midnight Friday night, hopefully we'll find out all the other details of where we're going or what we're doing. And but again, it's another opportunity to watch these kids play. Obviously their last game, hopefully not. Hopefully we end up with a playoff game at home. But if it is the last game at home, then it's an opportunity to see these guys play. We're going to recognize obviously some people. We're also going to recognize some first-year teachers that have come to Huntsville ISD, and like I always say, every time we get up here, I'm amazed that the kids that we have up here, what they stand for and what they believe in, and I hope I've been a small part of that in terms of the culture we've created with our program, because it's pretty good, and I think they hopefully, and I haven't said it to the kids, but I'm gonna talk to them about it tomorrow. Hopefully they learned the other night that, when we all pull the same way, we can do just about whatever we need to do. So, and get that opportunity, and it's coming, and hopefully it's Friday night about 11:30. We'll know that.
Well, Coach, real quick before I turn it over to Brian, I just want to say one thing. Watching that game Friday night, it looked to me like it was an absolute total team effort. I mean, offense, defense, special teams. And I know these kids are coached very well to be good players, but also what you coaches do for these young men and women for after the sports is over with. My hat is off to all you guys.
So. Thank you. I appreciate that.
All right, Huntsville head coach Rodney Southern. Let's give him a big hand. Thank
you,
sir.
Coach Southern.
Thank you.
We're going to be right back with some final comments, and we're going to draw our winner of the Hornet prize package here in just a few moments. This is the Hornet Nation Coaches Show, powered by KSAM Sports, and we'll be right back.
I love playing sports, especially for my school. And that's because school sports are special. It's where it's safe to fail. It's where we're taught resilience, where our fear becomes confidence. It's where we learn to get back up after every fall. School sports are where 7.8 million students go from I can't to I can.
This message presented by the UIL and the Texas High School Athletic Directors Association.
Now that the foster child I was working with has been reunified with his family, I realized that the hardest part wasn't that bittersweet day I had to say goodbye. It wasn't the time spent with social workers, attorneys, and others to make sure he had what he needed to succeed. It wasn't learning how to advocate for a child in foster care and how to navigate the system. The hardest part was realizing I had what it took to become a CASA volunteer. Make a difference in a child's life by visiting becomeacasa.org. Every child has a chance. It's you.
It's the Hornet Nation Coaches Show as we get ready to wrap it up here at Chick-fil-A in Huntsville. Once again, we want to say a big thank you to all of our special guests this evening. Billy Coffin with the Huntsville Hornet Quarterback Club. Great Hornet football players. We had Sam Cleveland, Trey Scott, and Caleb Kulak. Thank you so much for being here. And also a big thank you to our coaches, linebackers coach Cole Bohannan, who was here this evening, and, of course, head coach Rodney Southern. The football game coming up 7 o'clock Friday night. We'll have the pregame show on KSAM and KSAM Sports at 6:15. It's going to be at Huntsville ISD Stadium. Splendora coming to town. Carlos will be back in the play-by-play seat. Brian Adams will be there. We'll have Houston Hardcastle working the sideline. And before we get away this evening, we want to say congratulations to our Hornet winner. We just drew this name.
Well,
Michelle Kulak.
Michelle Kulak.
There you go.
Congratulations, Michelle.
A pair of reserve tickets for you. Also the red, white, and blue Hornet T-shirt and the brand new KSAM Hornet Green Truckers cap. Congratulations to you, Michelle. Real quick mention, we've got, be sure you follow us on our brand new Instagram page, KSAM-1017. All right, folks.
Hey, real quick, I also want to thank Chick-fil-A. I want to thank Michael Sullivan. I want to thank Avery, the whole crew. You guys are awesome. We love you. We thank you. I want to thank the group from Advantage Specialties coming out. I appreciate that. The mom and dads that are here and all those coaches, thank you all. It means a lot to us.
All right, on the count of three, say sting 'em. 1, 2, 3.
Sting 'em, Hornets.
Good night, folks.